More serialized Magic cards? This Doctor Who x Magic the Gathering set is looking pretty spicy. Hello my beautiful friends, and welcome to another Mel the Maneater product guide where I tell you exactly what comes in this Doctor Who Magic the Gathering set and what your chances are of pulling certain cards. I have been foaming at the mouth ever since this set was announced a while back, and it is because I am 1, a huge Doctor Who fan, and 2, obviously, a huge Magic the Gathering fan. Commander is also my favorite format of Magic the Gathering to play, so it feels like this set was bestowed upon me by the gods. Or just Wizards of the Coast. But I'm excited regardless. So without pack opening, you're going to be getting from this set is the expensive kind, aka the collector boosters. These Doctor Who collector boosters contain gorgeous TARDIS showcase cards of your favorite Doctor Who characters, extended art reprints of cards inside the Commander decks, and rainbow serialized versions of some of the Doctors. I would like to think there is a foil serialized version of every Doctor, but that has not yet been confirmed. I hope you guys are ready because I am about to say a lot of words and numbers that may or may not make sense, but I'm going to do my absolute best to make them make sense. Alright, in a Doctor Who collector booster pack containing 15 magic cards, you will find 1 traditional foil basic land, 1 in 3 appear in Search Foil, 1 traditional foil Doctor card, 1 in 10 appear in Search Foil, 1 traditional foil card from Blast from the Past, the Commander deck, 1 in 10 of those will appear in Search Foil, 1 traditional foil card from the Timey Wimey Commander deck, 1 in 10 of those will appear in Search Foil, and okay, the next 2 cards, the same goes for the Paradox of Power deck and the Masters of Evil deck. Next, we have 1 non-foil extended art new to Magic card, 1 traditional foil extended art new to Magic card, 1 non-foil extended art reprint Magic card, 1 traditional foil extended art reprint Magic card. I swear to God, guys, I'm not making this up. 1 Surge Foil Extended Art New to Magic card, 1 Surge Foil Extended Art Reprint Magic card, 1 Surge Foil Wild card, which cannot be a TARDIS Showcase variant or basic land, 1 non-foil TARDIS Showcase variant, and this card could be one of 3 uncommons, 23 rares, and 4 mythic rares available, each appearing equally to each other. 1 traditional foil TARDIS Showcase variant, which could be 3 uncommons, 23 rares, and 4 mythic rares that are available, each appearing equally to each other. 1 in 10 booster packs, this card will be a featured Surge Foil version, or it could be a serialized Doctor card that appears in this slot. And finally, you will be getting 1 traditional foil double-faced token, 1 in 3 boosters. This token will feature a Surge Foil. Okay, I'm gonna go take a nap. Just kidding, it's not over yet. 1 double rainbow foil serialized Doctor card can be found in less than 1% of Doctor Who collector boosters. The current listing for 1 Doctor Who collector booster on Amazon is $27.84, and the box of 12 collector booster packs is currently $278.95. As always, if you're able, please opt to buy any Magic the Gathering purchases from a trading card game store near you to support them supporting your Magic the Gathering community. It's time to dig into the commanders. There are 4 beautiful commander decks being released with this set. In general, each commander deck comes with the 100 card deck, 50 new to Magic cards, which is insanely cool. That means there are theoretically 200 new to Magic cards, but don't quote me on that. A face commander and featured commander in traditional foil, 10 double face tokens, 10 oversized new to Magic playing cards, 1 planar die, 1 deck box, 1 life tracker, and 1 collector booster sample pack, which will have 2 alternate frame cards, with at least one of them being a rare or mythic rare. Let's start out with an oldie but a goodie, or should I say, a Blast from the Past. The Blast from the Past pre-con features the iconic scarf-wearing 4th Doctor as your commander, whose abilities read, you may look at the top card of your library at any time. His second ability, would you like a question mark? Once each turn, you may play a historic land or cast a historic spell from the top of your library. When you do, create a food token. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. The Doctor's Companion is your second commander. That's right, with the Doctor commanders, you can have two commanders at once if they are the Doctor and the Doctor's Companion. Sarah Jane Smith is the fourth Doctor's Companion, and her abilities read: whenever you cast a historic spell, investigate. This ability triggers only once each turn. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. To investigate, create a clue token. It's an artifact with pay 2, sacrifice this artifact, and draw a card. This deck wants you to peek through your library and draw as many cards as possible. The fourth Doctor generates food tokens, while Sarah generates clue tokens. I think some people sleep on how powerful clue tokens can be, especially when you are top decking in the middle to the end of the game and you need better cards in your hand. I haven't seen the full deck list for each commander yet, but I could imagine that River Song will be a nightmare to this deck's plans. Considering her ability Spoilers gives her 1/1 counters anytime somebody scries, surveils, or searches their library. Then River deals damage equal to her power to that opponent. Some cards that will go nuts inside of this deck would be Doubling Season and Academic Manufacturer. These two cards combined would make this deck super powerful, considering the amount of life gain you could get from the food tokens, the endless amount of treasure tokens you would create, and how quickly you could draw through your deck. You might also want to consider putting a card in here that says you have no maximum hand size if the deck doesn't already have one. This Blast from the Past deck currently costs $70.88, but like always, I'm sure that will change quickly. Let's move on to something more sinister. The Masters of Evil deck combines the power of Daleks and Cybermen alike. The featured commander for this deck is, of course, Davros, Dalek Creator, whose abilities read: at the beginning of your end step, create a 3/3 Black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn. Then each opponent who lost 3 or more life this turn faces a villainous choice. You draw a card, or that player discards a card. Davros, Dalek Creator is also a legendary artifact creature alien scientist with Menace. The alternate commander for this deck is Missy, aka the Master, whose abilities read: whenever another non-artifact creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control, face down and tapped. It's a 2/2 Cybermen artifact creature. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent faces a villainous choice. Each artifact creature you control deals 1 damage to that opponent, or you draw a card and chaos ensues. Both of these commanders are extremely viable and have the potential to create a super powerful commander deck. Davros, I think, is the safer commander if you want to know what to expect from him and be more consistent, but if you want to dip your toes into the pools of chaos, Missy is a fantastic choice. If you choose Davros as your commander, having spells like Chain Lightning, Skewer the Critics, or any classic red spell that deals 3 or more damage to target opponent in this commander deck will make you more Daleks, more card draw, and more happy. This deck and all of these Doctor Who commander decks look insane to me. And if you want me to do a more in-depth upgrade guide for this deck or any of the other Doctor Who commander decks, please let me know in the comments below. I would be more than happy to. The Masters of Evil Precon currently costs $70.88 on Amazon. I would say get it while it's cheap, but I'm just gonna say get it while it's still $70.88, and hopefully from a TCG and not Amazon. Up next, we have the Paradox Power Precon, featuring the lovely 13th Doctor and her companion Yasmin Khan. The 13th Doctor's abilities read: Paradox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Team TARDIS. At the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control with a counter on it. Your second commander, Yasmin Khan's abilities read: tap this creature and exile the top card of your library. Until your next end step, you may play it. And of course, Yasmin Khan and the 13th Doctor can be your commanders at the same time. These two commanders working in tandem is going to be insane. You have Yasmin exiling cards from the top of your library that you can play until your next turn, and the 13th Doctor rewarding you for playing cards from anywhere other than your hand. You also get to untap all of your creatures that have counters on them at the beginning of your end step, and I'm sure basically every single one of those creatures that you have on the battlefield will have a counter on them. I run a super fun Faldorn Dreadwolf Herald commander deck that is green-red and loaded with cards that have the Cascade mechanic. And I could not imagine a better mechanic to put inside this deck than Cascade. Putting cards like Apex Devastator, Nafashini, and Atali Primal Storm into this deck would make the Exile synergy crazier than it already is. By adding cards like Forgotten Ancient and Doubling Season, you would bolster your counter +1/+1 mechanic and make you a force to reckon with at the commander table. This deck currently costs $70.88 and should definitely not be underestimated. Last, but certainly not least, we have the Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey Precon, which features everyone's favorite 10th Doctor and of course Bad Wolf Rose Tyler. Because it's a Doctor and companion pairing, they both can be your commander at the same time. The 10th Doctor's abilities read, Allons-y! Whenever you attack, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent. Put 3 time counters on it. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. Timey Wimey, pay 7. Time travel 3 times. Activate only as a sorcery. For each suspended card you own and each permanent you control with a time counter on it, you may add or remove a time counter. Then do it 2 more times. Rose Tyler's card reads, Rose Tyler gets +1/+1 for each time counter on it. Bad Wolf. Whenever Rose Tyler attacks, put a time counter on it for each suspended card you own and each other permanent you control with a time counter on it. I know these time counter and suspend mechanics are going to be confusing to a lot of people. It was confusing to me until about 45 minutes ago, so I'm gonna try and explain. I'm gonna have to look at my computer screen though for the explanation I wrote up. I'm not gonna try and memorize this and say it to the camera. So essentially, when you suspend a card into exile, you put a certain amount of time counters on it. In the 10th Doctor's case, he has you put 3 time counters on it. On every upkeep, you remove a time counter from suspended cards already. Once the suspended card no longer has time counters on it, it comes into the battlefield free of charge with haste. When a card is on the battlefield with time counters on it, it doesn't do anything to that card. It doesn't suspend it, it doesn't tap it, the time counter just exists on it. Unless it's a card whose abilities are reliant on time counter like Rose Tyler's. Having time counters on Rose gives her a +1/+1 counter for each time counter she has on her, and when she attacks, she gets an extra +1/+1 counter for each other suspended creature you control and each other creature you control on the battlefield with time counters on them. With mechanics like time travel, you can add or remove time counters to creatures who already have time counters on them and cards that are suspended with time counters on them, allowing you to be more in control of when exactly you want these suspended creatures or non-land permanents to come out onto the battlefield. All that melsplaining aside, this deck is a little confusing at first, but I love playing expensive cards for free. Having expensive stompy cards put into play for free using the suspend mechanic, love it. Bad Wolf Rose Tyler, love her. The David Tennant as my commander, I'm swooning. This deck is currently $70.88, but I have a feeling this one specifically will go up in price very quickly. Another very notable thing about these Doctor and Companion commander pairings is that you can mix things up. The Clara Oswald card would be an insane pairing with the 4th Doctor, and pairing Yasmin Khan with the 10th Doctor could make for some nuts exile and suspend synergy. I don't think I have ever been more excited for a Magic set, and I'm not kidding. I am giddy, like a 14-year-old fangirl. And that's because I was a giddy 14-year-old fangirl for this show, and I still obviously am. If you guys want to talk to me more about tech decks, upgrades, or anything regarding this set and its commanders, please let me know in the comments below. I am looking for any and all excuses to keep talking about these Doctor Who Magic the Gathering cards and decks. Also, let me know what you're most excited for about this set. Which commander are you gonna get and why? I really truly hope this product guide helped you decide which products you do or do not want to buy from the Magic the Gathering Doctor Who release. If you want my very biased, in-depth opinion on specific cards from this set, I already have a video up called Super Wholock Reacts to Doctor Who Magic the Gathering cards. If you don't know what a Super Wholock is, I explain it in the video. I can't wait to talk with you more about these Doctor Who Magic the Gathering cards, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!